A partnership strained the backdrop of the India-Canada crisis. India and Canada, two vibrant democracies with a shared history as members of the Commonwealth, have long enjoyed a multifaceted relationship. Economic ties flourished, with bilateral trade reaching significant heights. Educational exchanges thrived, with Canada becoming a sought-after destination for Indian students seeking higher education. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly robust partnership lay unresolved tensions, stemming from differing perspectives on the issue of Sikh separatism. The Khalistan movement, advocating for an independent Sikh homeland in the Punjab region, has been a point of contention between the two nations for decades. India views the movement as a threat to its national security and accuses Canada of harbouring pro-Khalistan extremists. Canada, on the other hand, maintains its commitment to freedom of expression, often leading to friction with India over the activities of Sikh groups on Canadian soil. Of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a prominent Sikh leader in June 2023, shattered this fragile equilibrium, plunging the two nations into their most serious diplomatic crisis in recent memory. The assassination, which took place on Canadian soil, sent shockwaves through the Sikh community worldwide and ignited a firestorm of accusations and counter-accusations. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau directly accused India of involvement in the killing, citing credible intelligence reports. This unprecedented accusation marked a turning point in India-Canada relations, setting the stage for an escalating diplomatic row. The breaking point allegations and responses in the Nijjar assassination. The Canadian government's allegations against India in the Hardeep Singh Nijjar assassination were both direct and damning. Prime Minister Trudeau, speaking before the Canadian Parliament, stated that Canadian security agencies had evidence linking Indian agents to the killing. This bombshell accusation sent shockwaves through the diplomatic community and strained India-Canada relations to the breaking point. India responded with fury, vehemently denying any involvement in the assassination. India's Ministry of External Affairs dismissed the allegations as absurd and motivated. Indian officials accused Canada of pandering to domestic political interests, suggesting that the Trudeau government was attempting to appease Sikh voters ahead of upcoming elections. The war of words escalated quickly, with both sides expelling senior diplomats in a tit-for-tat move. Canada expelled a high-ranking Indian diplomat, citing his alleged involvement in the plot to assassinate Nijjar. India retaliated in kind, expelling a Canadian diplomat and accusing Canada of harbouring anti-India elements. The diplomatic standoff deepened as both sides dug in their heels, refusing to back down from their respective positions. India demanded that Canada provide concrete evidence to support its allegations, while Canada insisted that India cooperate with its investigation into the assassination. The impasse highlighted the deep mistrust and suspicion that had come to characterize the relationship between the two countries. Ripple effects, the human cost of diplomatic discord. The diplomatic crisis between India and Canada has extended far beyond the halls of government, casting a long shadow over the lives of ordinary citizens. Indian students studying in Canada, once welcomed with open arms, now find themselves caught in the crossfire of a geopolitical dispute, their futures clouded with uncertainty. The Canadian government, in an attempt to limit the fallout from the diplomatic row, has assured Indian students that their visas and study permits remain valid. However, the escalating tensions have created an atmosphere of anxiety and fear among the Indian student community in Canada. Many worry about potential discrimination, visa processing delays, and the long-term impact on their career prospects in Canada. Beyond the immediate concerns of students, the diplomatic crisis threatens to unravel years of economic cooperation between India and Canada. Bilateral trade, which had been growing steadily in recent years, is now at risk of being disrupted. Canadian businesses operating in India face an uncertain future, while Indian companies exploring opportunities in Canada are now proceeding with caution. The human cost of the diplomatic standoff extends beyond economic concerns. The crisis has sown seeds of division and mistrust within communities in both countries. The once cordial relations between Indian and Canadian citizens have been strained, with some reporting instances of hostility and prejudice. Echoes of the past. Historical parallels and lessons unlearned. The current diplomatic crisis between India and Canada is not an isolated incident. It echoes similar conflicts that have erupted between nations over issues of sovereignty, security, and political ideology. These historical parallels offer valuable lessons on the complexities of international relations and the importance of diplomacy in navigating such crises. One notable example is the 1975 to 1977 Air India bombing case, which strained relations between India and Canada for decades. The bombing of Air India Flight 182, which killed 329 people, was linked to Sikh extremists based in Canada. India accused Canada of not doing enough to prevent the attack and of being slow to bring the perpetrators to justice. Another historical parallel can be drawn to the strained relations between the United States and Iran following the 1979 Iranian Revolution. The hostage crisis, in which 52 American diplomats and citizens were held hostage for 444 days, plunged the two countries into a deep freeze that lasted for decades. The crisis highlighted the dangers of miscalculation and the importance of dialogue in resolving international disputes. These historical examples underscore the need for restraint and diplomacy in the current India-Canada crisis. Both countries must prioritize dialogue and de-escalation, recognizing that a protracted conflict serves neither nation's interests. The lessons of the past should serve as a stark reminder of the high cost of diplomatic failure. Charting a path forward: consequences, outcomes, and diplomatic solutions. The diplomatic crisis between India and Canada has reached a critical juncture. The path forward remains uncertain, fraught with potential consequences and the possibility of further escalation. However, amidst the uncertainty, there are glimmers of hope, with both sides acknowledging the need for dialogue and a peaceful resolution. The consequences of a prolonged diplomatic standoff are significant for both nations. India, eager to maintain its global standing and attract foreign investment, risks jeopardizing its reputation as a reliable partner. Canada, on the other hand, faces damage to its image as a multicultural haven and a champion of human rights. Despite the high stakes, there are glimmers of hope for a diplomatic solution. Both India and Canada have expressed a willingness to engage in dialogue to address their concerns. Back-channel diplomacy is reportedly underway, with efforts being made to find a face-saving formula for both sides. One potential pathway to resolution involves the establishment of a joint investigation team to probe the Nijar assassination. Such a team, composed of investigators from both countries, could help address concerns about transparency and impartiality. Additionally, both sides could agree to a moratorium on expelling diplomats, creating a more conducive environment for dialogue. Ultimately, a lasting solution requires a commitment from both India and Canada to address the underlying issues that have strained their relationship.